Hi, this is Michael Rubin, and we've been working for a long time on understanding some basics about scales, and now we've just did the blues scale for first, second, and third position. So I figure it's about time to deconstruct a song, so we're going to use Slim Harpo's Baby Scratch My Back, which is what I call Blues Top 40, and what I mean by that is it's so popular that if you go to see a blues band play for 3 hours, they're probably going to play this song. So it's definitely got a specific harmonica part, and it also follows the 12-bar blues progression, and those are two things that are great to have when you're figuring out a solo. You want to, for a while, figure out as many 12-bar blues progressions as you can till you get to the point where you can suggest a 12-bar blues progression with or without the band. Knowing songs that actually have a part in them is great, because then when the band says, let's play Slim Harpo Scratch My Back, you don't have to just do a solo. You can actually do something with it. I want to make this clear. I have no ownership rights to Baby Scratch My Back. I'm not making any money off this video. This is purely for educational purposes. If anybody really feels like I'm doing the estate of Slim Harpo wrong, please help me to figure out how to do them right. But hopefully everybody will be in agreement that using this song for educational purposes is a positive force in the world, and something that Slim Harpo would be probably all for. So, we'll see. When you listen to this song, he starts off. And then he goes into this. We're not going to do that second part. We're not going to do the chord part. So when you're listening to the song, we're only going to work on the first 12 bars of the song. So, when you're first listening to somebody play a song and you're trying to analyze what they're doing on the song to transcribe it, the first thing you need to do is figure out what key it is. There are 12 notes on the keyboard, and every one of them is the head of a family of notes that sound good together called a key. That means that there are actually 12 harmonicas. So you got to figure out what key is he in, which harmonica is he using, etc. And for some of us, figuring out the key is very difficult. Now, we've talked about this before, but some of us have what's called perfect pitch. That means if I play this note, it's a C note. You can almost see that it's a C, just like the rest of us can see that I'm wearing a brown shirt. And the color concept is a pretty good analogy, because a lot of perfect pitch people describe seeing colors. And there's actually a collective color system that most perfect pitch people see, and there are video games that will train you to see those perfect pitches, and there are other systems that will train you to get perfect pitch. Personally, I have avoided getting perfect pitch because most of my friends with perfect pitch have a difficult time enjoying music because this song is too flat, this song is too sharp, and it gets in the way of their enjoyment. I do have some friends with perfect pitch who just use it to help them play music. So, what I have, and what most of us have, is relative pitch. So I'm going to play two notes, and I want you to tell me which one is low, the first or the second. If you said the first one was low, you're not tone deaf. Tone deaf means the inability to distinguish between high and low. So, chances are you're not tone deaf. Now, you may, like if I said, all right, I'm going to play these two notes. You may have a difficult time hearing it goes low, high, because those notes are very close together. They're only one keyboard note apart. That's a much tighter interval to be able to sense the distance between. Okay? what I've learned to do is I've learned to see the keyboards as kind of rungs on a ladder, equidistant rungs. And if I play a C note, I can hear, oh, they're 4 notes higher than C, 4 keyboard notes higher. C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Oh, they're playing an E note. So for you, if you could hear the difference between, then you can put on a record and you can play your C note. You can get a C harmonica and play one blow, and you can sense if that note is sitting just right in the song. Every song is in a key. Well, some songs are in multiple keys, they change, but most songs are in one key, and every key has a key note, otherwise known as a root or a tonic or the one. That note is the strongest note in the song, and it rings out throughout the entire song. It's kind of the aura of the song. So when you play one blow on your C harp, you're trying to see, is that the same note as the aura note, as the key note? And if the aura note is higher, try your D harp. Try your E harp. Hey, there it is. They're in the key of E. For me, what I can do, I can play one blow, and I can say, oh, they're 4 keyboard notes higher than one blow. So if I'm on C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, they're in the key of E, and I get an E harmonica or something to play in the key of E, like an A harp and cross harp, and I'm able to figure out the key of the song just by playing one note in general. Every now and then I need some help. So we're going to figure out this key, and my first suggestion is to get yourself a chromatic harmonica. Now this is a super chromatica, model number 270 in the key of C by Hohner. It's a standard one. It's not a low octave one or a tenor. It's the one I recommend most students begin on. It's a great harp that plays well and bends well, and it's not too expensive, around $150. You could get a tenor, but I think they're more difficult to play, and I also think that the lower octave is difficult to amplify. So on this chromatic harmonica are all the notes, so that way I can play one note at a time while listening to Slim Harpo play Scratch My Back and try and assess which one is the keynote. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Scratch My Back on, and I'm going to play one blow, and that'll be C, and I'm going to kind of decide, could it be? I'm not necessarily looking for, is it the keynote? I'm looking for, is this a possibility? And then I'm going to push in the button and play C sharp, and I'm going to see if that's a possibility. Then I'm going to play D, one draw, and see if that's a possibility. And I'm just going to keep testing all the way from C to C. And if you don't know the layout of the harmonica, I have some earlier videos explaining the layout of the chromatic harmonica. If you don't own a chromatic harmonica, I'm going to show you something you can do in a minute. Okay, so first I'm going to press play on some Harpo. Now I'm going to play one blow. And I'm really listening, and I'm trying to sense, could it be? Or I think yes, it could be. That's not so bad. Now I'm going to play one blow button, C sharp. To me that sounds kind of ugly. So I'm not going to guess C sharp. I'm going to try D, one draw. It's not as bad as C sharp, but I don't think it's as nice as C. So I'm not going to say that. D sharp or E flat, one draw button. That's actually not so bad. So it could be C and it could be E flat. Now I'm going to play two blow. Ooh, that's an E note. It's not E. Two draws F. That sounds like a possibility. So far I'm choosing between C, E flat, and F. F sharp. I don't like that. Okay. 2 blow G, or 3 blow G. I don't like that. 3 blow button, A flat. I don't like that. 3 draw, A. That's not bad. 3 draw button, A sharp or B flat. That's pretty good. B, 4 draw. I don't like that. So far I got C, E flat, F, A, and B flat. I'm going to play them again. Pretty good. It sounds like it's pulling away. That sounds pretty good. So C and F so far. That sounds a little high. That was A. It sounds like it's leading towards somewhere else. That's B flat. So I got between C and F. F definitely sounds like it's more relaxed. I'm choosing F. And that's how I got the key. Now, the reality is, you're going to screw up sometimes. You know? You're not necessarily going to get it. You know, that's part of the problem with learning, is you have to try to get better at something. You have to experiment. Now, there's a great resource, Dave Barrett's harmonicamasterclass.com. By the way, I think Dave is a fantastic teacher. I mean, that guy is a great teacher. On it, this guy named Lance, who actually lives in Austin and is a very good harmonica player. I live in Austin. Figured out the key and the position and the harmonica for hundreds of songs on hundreds of albums. So I don't remember the exact link on the page, but I know if you go to the opening page of Harmonica Masterclass and you kind of scroll down on the left-hand side, it should be pretty obvious. And so if you pick an album, if he's got an album that you're trying to figure out, you know, you can test whether or not you're right or not. The other thing you can do, you know, if you send me a song, I'll tell you the key, you know, no charge. Just send me a song and I'll tell it to you. So, but I recommend you get to work and you try and try and try. So another thing you could do is you could use your diatonic harmonicas. Now, a diatonic harmonica, until you learn how to bend and overblow, doesn't have all the notes that a keyboard has. However, it does have all the notes from the major scale of the harmonica you're dealing with. So if I have a C harmonica and I start on 4 blow, I can play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Well, the notes in the C major scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This is a D flat harmonica. A B harmonica would work just as well in this situation. A D flat harmonica, if you started on 4 blow, it has the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do notes for the D flat major scale. I like to think of it as C sharp instead of D flat, so I'm going to speak in terms of C sharp. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, aka F, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Actually, let's see if I can test my brain and come up with the major scale for in the key of D flat. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. That wasn't that hard. Okay. So, if you look at those two scales together and then put them in the order that you have on a keyboard, you have every note on the keyboard. 4 blow is C on the C harp. 4 blow on the D flat harp is D flat. 4 draw on the C harp is D. 4 draw on the D flat harp is D flat. 5 blow on the C harp I'm sorry, is E flat. E flat. 5 blow on the C harp is E. 5 blow on the D flat harp is F. 5 draw on the C harp is also F. That's where they connect. 5 draw on the D flat harp is F sharp or G flat. 6 blow on the C harp is G. 6 blow on the D flat harp is G sharp or A flat. 6 draw on the C harp is A. 6 draw on the D flat harp is A sharp or B flat. 7 draw on the C harp is B. 7 draw on the D flat harp is B sharp or C. And then 7 blow on the C harp is also C. All the notes on the keyboard with 2 harps. So you don't even have to have a chromatic. You could just play your C harp while listening to Slim Harpo, and then your D flat harp 4 blow. Anyway, you get a full chromatic scale without any bends. You could also do it with a C harp and a B harp, or any 2 harps that are a half step away from each other. You would just have to know the names of the notes in the major scale of that harmonica. And if you don't know the names of your notes in your 12 major scales, I've got a whole bunch of videos talking about how to do that. Okay, so that's 2 ways to find out the key, one using a chromatic and one using 2 diatonics. Right, so Slim Harpo's playing in the key of F. Next we're going to figure out if he's playing in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd position. See you soon.